everyone, and welcome back in time when there were flat plains, there was scorching hot sun, wild animals running about everywhere. Only place to get your goods was at a dirt market. I'm talking about Cahokia. Is a location that's so close to St. Louis that if you're standing on it, you can see St. Louis. It's right there. It basically is St. Louis. When they created St. Louis, they created it outside of the protected tribe area that was once Cahokia, the largest tribe in the United States. It was so massive that had the world's largest skyscraper, and it was the largest building in the Western Hemisphere. Now, many of you might be wondering, Cahokia? I've heard of so many tribes and so many places. St. Louis? Well, as massive and expansive as it was at the time, 1000 BC, it was not really well known. One of the main reasons is when they started building St. Louis into what it is today, they took stone and artifacts from the site. This is before they knew its significance, and they were using it in St. Louis. So they took everything, so most of it was destroyed. By the time people were at a point, they were doing archaeological digs. So many people who are from St. Louis have never heard of Cahokia, even though it's right there. There are still sites in the site that you can visit and see. There are recreations of all the mounds there that were animal shaped, which a lot of people are not exactly sure. They were so into advancing their culture that there was even what is called the wood hinge, which is similar to the Stonehenge in England. This was literally just large logs, and they used it to do time as well as other things. This is also a place of sacrifice. So this was a very popular aspect of it, and there's nothing like it anywhere else. There's no evidence of Native Americans at Cahokia had ties to tribes in Mexico. Cahokia was more though. They were kind of like the hub of 1000 BC. In order to trade goods, with east and south and west, everything passed through Cahokia. There was so many trade routes coming in and out of this area that you could pretty much get goods from a plethora of places because so many passed through this spot. By the time people were picking through it when St. Louis was being built, the people who had lived there were long gone, completely wiped out. You have heard how an unbalanced diet can really put an effect on your health. Well, the inhabitants of Cahokia know that better than anyone, because that is the reason that they were wiped out. Their diet was solely based around corn. Corn was everything. If you have a culture that is deprived of a balanced diet, the men and women become about the same height and the same body frame. Oftentimes they get stocky and they're shorter. But when you have a plentiful food option, then the men are taller than the women, and they're both taller because they have better food. They did not have enough protein in their diet, and that ended up weakening their system, and contagious diseases started to spread because they weren't strong enough. Their immune system wasn't strong enough. 920 mounds across the broad area of St. Louis was completely died out because of a lack of a balanced diet that caused contagious diseases to spread like wildfire throughout the place.